Hello, welcome to Line War. Today we've got Afina versus Someone Said That My Nickname Sucks. We're going to call him Nickname today. This is the 22Q2 tournament, and they both tried to go for this location. It's blacklisted twice. So Afina managed to get this area, and Nickname is over here. Afina's gone with a shipyard to start with and 2 airfields. He does have quite a bit of energy easily accessible to him. We'll have a look at Nickname. We'll call him Nickname. So he's got 2 shipyards. They're both producing transports. I assume he wants to get to this location as quick as he can to gain a foothold on Afina's territory. And on his main location, he is going for only barracks, and that's to expand quicker and probably to gain more units to go across and capture Afina's island. The map is mainly 2 islands. Nicknames is a bit vulnerable when it comes to being so long and narrow. And we got Afina's, who's kind of a long and narrow one, but maybe a bit easier to defend in general. And neither player seems to be going into eco. Nickname just literally put in an airfield just as we left. He's going for strikers. Pretty standard start for this game. So he's got transport coming down here to capture part of Nickname's island straight away. He's not even going to wait until he captures everything by the looks of it. He's just going to get these guys to go over, and it's half and half by the looks of it. He's got an energy well, and this is a storage unit for energy. When they come in, he should have more than enough energy, and with considering he's gone into pretty much energy only units, he's definitely going to need them. He's got the strikers going out straight away. I think he's not sure where they're going. I can see. He's got the line command going from there downwards. He's checking the ocean. He's trying to scout the ocean, make sure Nickname isn't doing anything like this. So it looks like Nickname's going to get caught out unless he stays here too long. Which would actually be beneficial to him, because he's just going to... This scout's just going to miss him by the looks of it. But it has confirmed to Afina that Nickname is not here yet. Let's have a look at Nickname's units. So they literally just got missed by those aircraft. Potentially making Afina a bit overconfident in this match. Afina has units already going across to Nickname's island, but down at the bottom. Technically he hasn't got this area yet. But it is a part of the island they're both starting on, or he's starting on. He's going for interceptors right at the beginning, instead of strikers, I think. Yeah, they're definitely interceptors. But Nickname still hasn't got access to energy, I don't think. Nowhere on his land, but he's got some up here, which should be fairly easy to defend. There's quite a few energies in the water, energy well, but I don't think they're going to get used up too much, because that's going to be a highly contested area. Afina's going for missile ships in the water now, and has landed on the other end of Nickname's island. It looks like Afina's pretty close to conquering most, or spreading out close to most of her island, or his island. Whereas Nickname's got the top part, but just because it's so long and stretched out, it's taken him longer to walk across it all. So purely by the shape of the island, I think Nickname might be a little behind. We'll have a look. 428 eco per minute. And Afina is 450, so only slightly. Nothing to be concerned about, really. He's making sure that Nickname isn't trying any sneaky strategies, I think. There's a good amount of energy storage available to him right now, at the beginning of the game. Can't see any of Nickname's units, but Nickname is going across through the water now. He's on haste mode, so these boats are going to be travelling really fast. And he's trying to capture the other end of his own section of island. But I think Afina's there already. And he might actually be able to stop it. But Afina might not notice, so we'll have to see how this goes. So he's going straight towards Afina's buildings in this section of the map. He managed to deploy the unit straight away, but Afina has spotted him by the looks of it. Oh, he hasn't quite spotted him yet. He's just sneaking through, but he's going to catch him on the return. Afina hasn't changed his commands, so... And now he's spotted them, he's going to try and take out the area. I don't think the strikers are going to quite get there in time. And Someone Said is trying to maneuver his units around. And he's backing them up with cruisers, but these are a bit faster than those. Probably because they're on haste mode, so... That was some good line work, if that's the word we're going to use, by both players, trying to capture or escape. Afina's bringing the strikers in now, which Nickname can actually see some of these. He's bringing them back, he's spotted them, and he might send his interceptors in, because he was building interceptors. He's going to leave them there. He's running out of energy, so it's probably wise to leave them there. A lot of hesitating movements. He's going to try and cut him off now. So instead of being here, spotted the units. He's going to send some units here to cut off Afina so they can't get too close. Or can't progress as fast. I wonder what else Afina's doing with their transport ships now. Capturing territory. For now, I think both are just trying to capture what they currently have control over and trying to judge how much of the map they currently control. So for a little bit, I'm going to put it on fast forward. I've got it on ×2. I'm going to put it on ×4. There's a bit of a battle going on here. We've got the strikers coming in. They're going to take them out quite easily. And it looks like we're going to have engagement up at middle of the map with the ships, if anyone dedicates to it. Nope, Nickname's going to run away from that, but Afina has a line command, but both players are running out of energy at this point. Nickname's only got 1 energy wow, because you can tell by the storage, and doesn't have any storage, so Afina might be able to build up more energy than Nickname at this point, and be able to run away or run towards him faster later on. But it'll take him just about the same amount of time to earn the energy. Nickname's going for some eco structures now. Got industry up and he's got a town they're currently building, but that will boost his eco after a while. Afina hasn't got any eco structures as of yet. He's currently focused on territory grabbing. Transports are sneaking behind this little fight. It's a nice distraction to save the transports. The transports are going to still carry on cutting in units over here. Send them that way. Might be wise to leave these ones back at this point because of the energy consumption, but at the same time you do need the biggest army at the front line. Circle commands are doing alright, but I do think that the line commands, especially when it comes to water, are more effective. And Nickname just sent his interceptors. I assume that was to predict the strikers coming in, but I think he caught there a bit too early. And he's had to pull them back. And now the strikers are going to do... Oh, and I've noticed there's an interceptor there, so Afina changed up a little bit to get the interceptor in there because they know the interceptors over here will join the fight. But Nickname called his interceptors in just a little too early. He's got them coming back in again, but he's lost the majority of his navy because of that one little mistake. And Afina has the barracks set up here, so they got production coming in all the way through here. And let's have a look at the production. Are they producing commandos? Yes, the white jacket guys are commandos. You can see them there. There's one. It's a mixture of units there. But Nickname can only see these two because commandos are stealthed. And as soon as the commando steps there, that's when he might notice. There you go. We got the interceptors coming in to potentially defend the sea units, but these missile ships are going to catch him off guard, and that one just barely survives with his life. Nickname is trying to build up his navy again before Afina realizes how little he has there, but he does still have a cruiser. And the battle down here, it looks like Afina's taking control over this area because Nickname just can't get enough units close enough, fast enough. And Afina's built an airstrip closer towards the island of Nickname. So that'll give them extra range, but it'll also help continue production over here. So they can keep on producing more strikers and swarm the enemy later on. There's a naval yard being built up here, so that might be there to help capture this island over here. Which will be great for eco later on, since Afina seems to have pretty much all or most of her land, his land left over. I keep saying her, sorry. I don't know whether they're a her or a him, but I'm going to go with him, or try to. So Afina is lining up their units across the water. Bit of a defensive position and a good scouting position because the amount of units he's got there is increasing his range to see further into the fog of war. Building a transport, yeah, that's to cross there to gain more territory. That will help with their eco. Let's have a look at the eco right now. So it's 860 for Afina, and with Nickname, they've actually built some production structures. Only 2 are active right now. That one's still building. And it's 943, so the eco is definitely helping Nickname. But they have had to invest in that eco. Oh, they've got more eco down here as well. So Nickname is in this for the long run. And I haven't actually checked what Afina has been doing with eco. Doesn't look like they've got many potential for eco. They've got a town here. And they have some industry here and here, which they're utilising. But this is a highly contested zone, so aircraft could easily snipe those areas. And Nickname is trying to sneak some units across into the main island of Afina, and they're going to get caught off guard straight away with the striker swarm that's coming in. But it wouldn't surprise me if they got some interceptors coming in to back it up. Nope, there you go, they're coming in now. So there were interceptors coming in to take on these strikers, but I don't think Nickname just knows how many strikers Afina has at this point. They might clear them out before the interceptors even get there. Just one left now. There you go. They are going to start shooting though. That one's going to go down at least. 2 maybe. The missile ships are taking out the interceptors though. There's one down as well. They got another one just right at the end then. Missile ships are sneaking around the back there to try and take out the reinforcements to this line of units. The missile ships get caught by the cruiser. So Nickname is now running away from that one cruiser. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. I think he's just trying to get some information and scout out. Nickname's also put some barracks down in the hopes to try and push harder against the force that's down here. So we've got 2 barracks production versus 3. And these are building commandos at this point. I think they're all building commandos, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just commanders now. When it comes to cost effectiveness, I do think riflemen in general have better cost effective than the commandos, but the value from commandos come through their stealth. So there is that to think about. Looks like we've got some striker activity here. They're going to come straight across here. You can see the energy well through the fog of war, so I think that's his main objective there. He also knows that the airfield's there, probably. No, the airfield is a bit further in. Are those interceptors going to get up and go, or is he just going to keep them there for a bit? Could move the missile ships in a bit as well, but then again, he's trying to build up his units rather than keep on losing them. But at this point, he kind of needs to respond to it. It looks like Afina's only got units coming in from the airstrip, so this is out of range of his main location for his strikers. But he does have 2 airstrips now. He has spotted the airfield, so this might end up getting destroyed. The naval battle's going on down here, so when the cruiser spotted it, it looks like Afina's gone on the hunt to find Nickname's units that are in the area. With that being captured, has he got a submarine there? Yes, he does. He has got 2. Submarines are also stealth, so Afina won't be able to see them until he's closer. He's separating the submarines, trying to get them away instead. But he has got that island, but there are also 2 little sections of island here that he could claim as well. And it's not much, but it would still boost his eco a little bit. Looks like the strikers almost took this out, and the interceptors are up now. Dealing with those strikers. And they took one out, and I think the rest have retreated, or... oh no, they're coming back. It looks like Afina just spotted that submarine as well, but the strikers are getting taken out now because it looks like with the stuff that's going on in the water, Afina's forgotten about the strikers that are on a move command up here. And they're being taken out by these interceptors, almost one at a time. So it looks like the strikers are going to go down, or the airfield's going to go down. Afina's taking the command away. There you go. They're going to return home now. Or he's going to return home now because there's only 1 unit left. Afina's really on the search for those Navy units. Trying to take control over the ocean. And Nickname has set up a defensive wall here. Has Afina built more production? Because that's a lot of units. Probably maybe transported in or just switched it up into riflemen. They're going to send the strikers down this way to try and take on this defensive wall so he can probably push in afterwards. And Afina has taken the offensive with the Navy, so he's going straight in for there. He's attacking over here, so it looks like Nickname is trying to go around them. Set up a nice position against them there. He's got units on a haste command here to get into the fight quicker, and Nickname has pretty much surrounded this group of units, so I think he may have outnumbered or outpowered him here. I'm not sure who's going to win this engagement. It looks like Nickname has the advantage and is pushing further to keep his advantage, but those strikers are probably going to make a mess of this right now. It's got the interceptors coming in. Oh no, they could just stay in there. So now Nickname's retreating a bit. He's keeping these circle commands. It's quite nice to see how they move that way instead, and it's interesting to see how the different playstyles end up working out. And those strikers are just taking some damage from these SAM units here, so Nickname has at least tried to predict that there's going to be something going on there. Oh no, these weren't barracks earlier. I thought they were barracks. They're actually factories. These ones are barracks. You can see the amount of units being built up here though. And I think that's also Afina trying to increase the vision in that area. Afina has not forgotten to expand on the map though. He's still going up towards the north and taking this free island up here. Nickname, I think, has just ignored it. Though I say that too early. It looks like he's doing it at about exactly the same time. But Nickname has got a city up and running. Is that the first one? It's the first one. This is the second one coming up now. So Nickname is in this for a very long time because those take a long time to recuperate their value. Nickname is on 1,163 per minute and Afina is on 1,200 per minute, mostly because of the extra territory that they have grabbed over the course of the game. They're going full force in here. I think Afina's noticed that they're building up factory units, and if the artillery get big enough, the infantry they've built here just isn't going to be enough to push them back. So I think this is like a last-ditch effort to try and push back, make sure they don't build up in a large enough mass that makes them almost impossible to defeat. Afina's also going for some eco here in a risky zone, to be fair, so they must have done some more in the more defensible zones. Definitely. There's still a town here they could claim, but towns I think are the lowest value for eco, but there is a trade route. If Afina can hold this area and get that trade route up and running, that would definitely boost the eco in favour of Afina more so than it was before. It looks like they're going to meet on this island halfway as well. At 24 minutes in, they're still going to find new territories and meet at that point. But I do think Nickname's going to keep that territory in the end. Or maybe I spoke too early. He's got cruisers in this area that could help shoot across the shoreline. And this is a very thin area. The strikers are coming in again. They're going to take out that sand pretty quickly. It looks like Nickname is going to lose the south area, or at least his control over it. Those strikers are easily able to support that area, and the interceptors being up here, they're not able to get to that location. And with the big army of, well, the big navy here, Nickname is going to struggle to send his units that way. Looks like Nickname is going to commit to an engagement here with most of his ships. He's got some units here on haste mode just to catch up a bit. And it looks like he's built an airstrip there for more interceptors to be there. And I think Nickname went into that engagement not quite the way he hoped to. I think he was setting up the command to scout out and then forgot about it for a second, and it was just a second too long. Now he's setting up his circle commands to help with the actual engagement. Afina split off his forces into two here. I think that was unintentional. It was trying to capture the territory, maybe. He's got the strikers coming in to back up the forces there. And the infantry on the south are actually pushing through the mountains. Having your defensive line here, maybe with some artillery, might have been a bit better because infantry are going to be slower in the mountains. I mean, you get some extra free hits off there. So, Nickname has split off his forces two ways around this hill. Island. I'll get there in the end. So Afina can't chase him with his full force. He'll have to manage going around or just focus on one side. Nickname's going to come in through the back and try and shoot the rear. So now he's flanking the enemy there. Got reinforcements still coming in, but he doesn't really have any air units that can support this. And Afina does. I don't know if they're going to bring the air units back in. Quite possibly. He's got the energy to do it for a little bit, but might be a little risky. And Nickname is going to struggle even more so with the energy if they try to react with some interceptors. I think Nickname's got an advantage in positioning, but I just don't know if they've got the numbers here. But they do have reinforcements coming in quickly, so that might sway the favour there. And there are the strikers coming in now. There is one missile ship there. I think the others are just destroyers, but they do have some anti-air on the cruisers. Interceptors are going to come in, and they probably will do quite well, because there's lots of interceptors here now. And a striker, so Nickname has switched into some strikers at this point. So they're going to help deal with the navy in the water as well. It looks like they keep just deleting each other's navy before they can actually get what they want there. There you go, that's both navies now pretty much reduced to nothing again, and they're both going to have to build up. I'll just check Afina's before I say that. Yeah, there we go, they've both got about equal navy again of about 3 or 4 ships. But actually, didn't Afina have some... Yep, she's got cruisers there. I've got the transport boats just randomly having a fight over here. Nickname has done that, I think, to scout them, maybe. And he's got some units going through the side, and I think they were meant to meet them at the other side to produce further. Carry on going further. And what's going on down here? Has Nickname defended? He has. It looks like he's got the artillery there, and they've built up large enough numbers to hold off the infantry forces that were coming in. There's an airfield with helicopters somewhere, probably here. And he's built interceptors to help against those strikers that keep coming down here as well. It looks like Nickname is planning to go forward from here, and he probably has some large enough numbers, and with the interceptors he can actually stop these strikers from doing that free damage they were getting off earlier. In the north, it looks like Afina's advancing. They're trying to take out these cruisers, which is actually going to be quite effective. I don't think Afina has any interceptors anymore. Oh, okay, yeah, they do. They've gone into interceptors quite a lot there. There we go, those interceptors did deal with those strikers. One back on return there. And now Afina is building an airfield over here to try and get some closer damage. Probably going to go into helicopters being so close. Got 2 factories and 3 barracks from Afina in the bottom there. And we have 1, 2, 3 barracks and 2 factories from Nickname here, so the pressure is equal. At this point, it's pretty much who can provide the best air support, or use their units to the best of their abilities. What about the neighbours again? They're building up slowly. And in the north, we have Afina's force coming in like this. And it looks like Afina's going to actually take over this. I was wrong earlier, but the strikers should be able to stop them doing any damage over the long term. And these missile ships are going to prepare for any interceptors that may come in to take over. But both players have a very good economy right now. So let's have a look at, compare them both. So we got 1,440 from Nickname and 1,500 from Afina. Both players have built cities at this point in the game, but Afina only has 1 available. And I've just noticed they've had a battle for this island over here as well. I did not even notice that. Have a look at Nickname. What has he got in that area? Just a couple of infantry, but he's building factories to try and take over the area a bit more. Well, a factory and a barracks. Just a single unit going out colonizing the mountains. It looks like Nickname has almost successfully taken this area. Or defended this area, should I say. And Afina pretty much put a stop to any construction he wanted to do there. Over here, we have Nickname's push against Afina in the south. Afina is preparing for this. Looks like she's setting up a defensive line. Not an actual defense line, just the orange line. Saves them taking any fatigue damage. And I was wrong, they're not going for helicopters, they're going for more strikers over here. And as the helicopter here is going to come in and support this line, but the SAM units there will probably deal with the helicopter pretty fast. But there's 2 helicopters, 3, 4, okay, I was wrong, there's a few more helicopters than I originally thought there. and they're bringing in some strikers, any air units that will follow that command. And they are pretty weak to air units. I think in the south, Nickname is relying on his interceptors to defend here, so he's going to have to respond with the interceptors. Whereas Afina is using the SAM units to try and defend there. Trying to keep an eye on the navies so we don't miss anything there. Those strikers are getting a lot of damage in now as Nickname bringing in any interceptors. He doesn't have any interceptors here anymore. Unless they've moved. I don't think so. I meant by our airship, just in case you were wondering. Airstrip. And he's got the interceptors coming in from over there. So they're able to reach here at least. So he will be able to, but he's going to lose his army again. It looks like both players have pretty much reached some form of stalemate at this point. They're going to keep trying to poke holes and find weak points. And both players have reached their maximum eco, I think. Wow. There's some land to be grabbed here, but not too much. Almost max. We got some stuff here that we can eco up. Now, Interceptor's going to get taken out by strikers. Unfortunately, the Interceptor can't take out strikers on their own. They do need to have enough support against them, because strikers also shoot air units, just not as well as Interceptors. It looks like both players are heavily losing their energy supply. Okay, just one player. Got Nickname is managing his NG alright at the minute, so trying to transport any extra units he can across this land. It looks like Afina has pretty much taken control over this island now. And those infantry are just getting eaten up by the amount of commandos that are there. But I think they will be successful, especially after these strikers come in and take them out. Afina is moving in the Navy force to take out these transport ships. And he can see this. I'm wondering if Nickname can see that too. Yes, they can. So Nickname is aware that this is happening. And it's coming in that way. So instead of going to attack there or defend it, Nickname is going to go straight this way and see what damage they can do. And Afina is not worried about it just yet. Might not have spotted it yet. Afina's trying to push through here a bit there. And is retreating the units that were trying to... well, which did capture this territory. Retreating them back to the Navy Yard and hoping to take them out later on. Or deal with it in a bit. He wants to take out the transports coming across here, but has run out of energy. These interceptors are being pulled back. But the Navy has reached it, and they are able to shoot even if they're out of energy, so... Nickname does have the advantage with energy, but not for long, especially if they're using haste commands with the Navy. Trying to surround them with the circle commands. They seem to be very good at like pepper potting across, like tiptoeing just a little bit closer each time. That's what these commands seem to be really good for. And the line command's just obviously holding the line. But we have air units coming in to take them out, even the interceptors coming in, but they're not going to do as much damage, but they will sponge up some damage so the strikers can hit more in. Both players are still trying to push in south. Afina's more focused on trying to build up their units, but looks like Nickname did take out those 2 Navy yards there. And is going to try and seek out any more in the area. And the air unit's going to come in and take out this airstrip that he can spot. And he's going to get a very good sight on what's been going on in this area now. It's a good scout out there. But he's going to lose this industry there as well, and probably over here, the Navy Yard. So they're kind of base trading at this point. However, I think Nickname is getting the better trades out in this, especially getting his air units in there quicker. However, the other air units have lifted off now. And this is going to be a pretty big fight over the city, next to the city. Taking out the Navy yards. Or just trying to. And he's pulled back the air units now. I think they're all going to end up going down. There we go. Some managed to get out beforehand when they ran out of ammo. Now it looks like the air units are coming in to take on this naval fleet. And I think Nickname just wants to destroy these before he gets destroyed. He's going to retreat. I think he knows because... Well, assuming that these are on a bit of a range, so there's a circle command here and a circle command, so if he goes over here, then they'll have to call back the air units, and maybe he can go back in. That might be what his plan is. But we'll have to wait and see for that. He does have some extra units down here sneaking around, trying to target these structures here as well. So taking control of the southern part of the ocean was probably a very good plan to do, because it's now going to allow him to take over this land with the lack of production over here from Afina. And he's found an airstrip and an energy well that he's taken out. Let's have a look from Afina's point of view, because that's got to affect the energy consumption. And in the long run, I think that favoured Nickname. Nickname has got some units over here trying to cross again. To be fair, there's a lot of units prepared to cross there. And the air units have changed their commands up now, and they're coming in here. I think Nickname is focused elsewhere on the map right now. And these ships are trying to shoot these down now. But they're being shot at by the infantry, and I think a cruiser is going to go down there from infantry units. And Nickname's retreating the Navy again. He's trying to snipe anything and anything that he can see. Afina's energy is down, the economy is in the negatives now, and it's not because they haven't got enough income, it's because they've got too much outgoings from structures and units. Afina's able to push a little bit here, and I think will struggle a bit more now that there's less production there. From Afina's perspective, Nickname's perspective, we've got income is actually a little less than Afina's, but hasn't got as much outgoings at this point in the game. He's even got a bit of capital stored up. And Afina is trying to build up those units again. We've got the push going on here where it looks like Nickname is feeding his units in one by one and not allowing them to build up, which can be good to slow down the enemy. Especially as it looks like, obviously, with the artillery that store up and the infantry are the ones that move in. The infantry are soaking up the damage for the artillery to do the extra damage, so it's not too bad, but I still like to store up some more units as I go. Got a city being built over here, so Nickname is confident that they can defend this location for long enough for that to pay off. He's got his Navy units going back in for the Navy yards. There's an energy well being built again from Afina. Afina is taking control over the north part of the island and has a good control over it. There we go. We're going to bring it to this choke point here. And it looks like the strikers have been called in to take it out because Nickname has spotted it. And there isn't as much anti-air in this area. Nickname's defending it as much as he can so he can get some units across the water into this area and try and take some land and get a foothold on this island. And at the same time he's taken out the energy well over here, which will mean Afina is going to struggle with some energy production at least a little bit. And it looks like the defense here was just a little too strong for Nickname to get in there enough with. And Afina's navy has taken out their units coming defending these transports. So Nickname's brought some more in to back it up. He sent more in to take on these Navy Yard again. But at this point, they're kind of equally matched. There's more cruisers with Nicknames, but they are quite damaged already. There we go. Nickname has had to call off the invasion there. These air units are just too strong to without being stopped, and it's not allowing Nickname any wiggle room to get through. And Afina has taken control of the north part of the ocean. He's coming back down into this, where Nickname doesn't have too much to defend with over here. But I think he's planning another invasion somewhere. Maybe with artillery next time. And it looks like the Navy managed to destroy one of them, but not both of them. And they're going to probably fall now down here. There you go. The strikers finally take out the cruiser. We've got some submarines there, which Afina can see. Or at least the strikers can. There we go. It's taking them out there. And they've got their units coming down through there. They can spot the transport, so I wonder if they're going to try and take them out. Can Nickname defend with it? Nickname's got a lot of submarines, so he probably can. And the strikers have taken off. I wonder if Afina can see the airstrip there. They can't. So those strikers are pretty much just coming out of nowhere. That is one of the fastest hit and runs I've ever seen. But they have split up into two. They've taken out pretty much half of the Navy as they split into two. Afina's realised that they're going to come target this after, and they've come to defend with their air force. And this is made up mostly of strikers, so if there are interceptors, there are a couple, maybe. Yeah, there's a couple of interceptors that might be able to take them out, but it looks like they've already done the damage they needed. However, Nickname is probably going to lose his now for the same reason. How is it going down here? It looks like Afina has been pushed back. Nickname is pushing forward once again. And they've built more structures here to try and balance out the pressure. That is one big swarm of strikers. Afina looks like they're bringing in some units from across here to invade Nickname's area now. It looks like Afina's trying to switch up the gameplay here, trying to make it not be so much on the defensive, but be more offensive now. At least on land. Anyway. It does look like Nickname's going to take over this area. They've got enough SAM to defend from these air units that are close by. These units have been used to defend over here as well, so they may come back into play. It looks like Nickname will take that over, but it's going to take him still a long time. He's already cut across here. So Afina's cut across there and is planning to, yeah, come in through here as well. So Nickname has to deal with that, and I wonder if he spotted it. He probably has. Yep, so we got the artillery that was used here. I think these were more defensive than invasion that I said earlier. So they're going to come up through here and try and defend this area. And it's interesting to note that he's left some behind. He's well aware that he could get attacked on the land at any point, and I think that's what those are there for. And these artillery are trying to take on the cruisers over there. And I've just spotted these strikers that have been put on a line command to go around the units over here, and they've taken out 2 airfields, and they're trying to take out the next one as well. The line command went straight through all of them, and it's trying to get as much damage in as he can. So once again, that's Nickname taking some good trades there. Afina's army up here is probably going to get stopped by these artillery, but they might be able to get some good damage in on these production structures. It's targeting the city. Taking that out would be a big hit to Nickname's economy. And it looks like Nickname is struggling to take out down here, but he's, well, not struggling, but slowly doing it. He's making the progress. Trying to find any weak points in there, going around these production, trying to get these ones first. Whether that's intentional or not, I assume it is. Put the SAM on this line here to try and keep them back from the front line. And he's trying to use his strikers to do any damage that he can on the main base of Afina. What can Nickname see through there? So Nickname can see a city here, but he's focused on the airfields. He wants to get rid of the aircraft and have air superiority at this point. It seems that Nickname is very focused on getting rid of the production first, before having to worry about later on. Strike at the production and then deal with them afterwards. Oh, but those SAM are being pulled back, and they are going to take these strikers out. And the strikers are a bit too distracted, focusing on other things, but they might be able to get the damage done on that. He's pulling them back. He's letting it repair. And the SAM are probably going to take that one out. There we go. Down here, it looks like one building's gone down again, so we've got the artillery spreading a line across here. We've got a navy defending an energy wall over here, and they're going to push in and through. They're going to have a look around, see what's going on. And these are mostly missile ships, by the looks of it. I'm going to have to try and test whether missile ships are more effective than destroyers when it comes to cost and stuff, because they are pretty good. If they can do a lot of damage to the sea units, then they also defend against the air units really well, so. We got that. What about Afina? Afina was trying to get some units on the ground over in there, and they failed by the looks of it. And they failed here as well. So, Nickname has successfully defended his land, multiple different locations, and has done a really good job at taking out some key structures and defending the waters with circle commands. So using missile ships in the water only is definitely paying off when your opponent has tons of strikers like this. Even if you don't have enough to take them down, you're going to do a lot more damage as well, so. But unfortunately, there is just too many strikers, and they're just going to absolutely annihilate anything that comes into their path right now. We have some strikers over there, just circling around. There we go, they're coming back. We've got a lot going on in the water right now. It looks like Afina is trying to push back with the units that he's been building up over here. So Nickname has pulled in the helicopters, and they're going to come shoot at that as well. We've got another transport boat over here, trying to build up some units over here, trying to cross the water, hoping to catch Nickname off guard a little, I think. And they're going to potentially try and target the city, but Nickname has spotted this and is sending his air units over there. I think he's just going to leave it with air units right now. I think he thinks he can handle this with just the air units, which quite possibly. And there are the artillery forming in the forest, which Afina cannot actually see. So they're all stealthed and they're just suddenly appearing now. How is Afina doing in the south? Getting a nice little curve around the enemy as they all walked into this curvature. They're being supported by a cruiser that's came in through the south there, just around the back, trying to shoot the SAM units and take them out of the picture in the bottom there. These units now coming down. He's trying to get straight through here, straight to the city. And the aircraft just weren't enough to take him out all at once, at least. And since Afina noticed the artillery here, he's sent in the strikers to try and take as many out as they can. And it looks like we've got a rocket here from Nickname, which has probably been spotted by now. Yes. Those strikers coming in at this location has spotted the rocket. So that might quite likely be Afina's next target. I think these units are going to be stopped before they can do any damage to the city, so I think that Sid is pretty safe. It would not surprise me if these strikers come back to try and take this out very soon. But it looks like, I've just noticed here now, we've also got another rocket from Afina now. So there's 2 rockets. Afina is just a bit more ahead of Nickname in this one, so Afina doesn't even need to destroy the rocket first. They can use their rocket to destroy the other rocket. I think Nickname's forgotten about the south area and is focused more in the north now, which is definitely more important, but I think it's costing him a lot of units in the south. I think, yeah, these units are now going down, and straight after the invasion it looks like Nickname I just spotted it, I'll have a look through his eyes, is placing his units on the territory of this one now, so he's doing a reverse invasion, or counter invasion if you like. And at the same time is bringing some more units in down here and trying to target this airfield mostly at the beginning. He's taking them away from the forest, away from those strikers that keep trying to attack him. And his cruisers are getting attacked in the water, it looks like. I don't know if Afina's noticed it. Yeah, quite possibly he sees the transports, and that's why they sent the units this way. I don't know if Afina killed them all, or if they're just south in the mountains. No, Afina's killed them. Nickname's brought his other units down to support this area, and he's going to kick Afina out of there. So Afina's using the strikers instead to take out these, which is being very successful right now. But it looks like they're going to get caught by 5 SAM units stuck here. And they took out one of them, I think. And we got another one going down there. So now these might be able to catch on these if they come back again. The invasion over here looks like it's going really fast. They're literally swapping units across. And Commando's got through, but they probably will take out this group of infantry. But they are going to keep getting reinforced. And I think Nickname is now going to take over this island, at least try. It's going to be hard to support without controlling the ocean because of the cruisers that can come here. And if Afina switches this to transport straight across here, they'll be able to get units across really fast. It's going to be really hard to try and take over that island, or at least all of it. Nickname could probably take over most of it quite easily. This chunk here. Strikers are still coming over here to try and take out as many of the artillery as they can. It looks like they must have destroyed that nuke that was being produced there. They have their rocket ready, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on that rocket. I would like to know where Afina uses that. Looks like down here the artillery is swarming in. They've got a lot of production coming in through there. Trying to take out that area as fast as they can. Afina is very favoriting the air units at this point. Throughout the entire game, to be fair, and it has done very well. It looks like Nickname is going to take away the structure, and we'll pretty much have control over this game. This island, I mean. That will go down, but he's probably noticing these transports coming in over there. Got a decent sea army over there, holding back the... well, still there's reinforcements for later on. He tried to bring in some units over here to try and take out any more structures that he could reach, but it doesn't look like he can reach any yet. I think this battle's still going to go on for the entire game, to be honest. They're just going to keep going back and forth over there. Whereas up here, it looks like Nickname is going to end up trying to take half this island. He's going to try and push further, but I think he's going to struggle to take it all if Afina uses some cruisers in this area. And the amount of air units that he has. But Nickname is trying to swing some transports even further around the back of the island. And probably drop them off here. Or, to be fair, he's got one unit in there, or two. I think the plan is to take them around once again and try and drop them off here instead of coming through this open area. Right, so these units are going to cut through this way. And I get the idea that Afina might use the rocket there, trying to take out as many units as possible. I could be wrong. Probably wrong, to be fair, as most of them are missile ships. There we go. So we are literally split in half of the map. So we got Afina's side and Nickname's side of the map. Almost cut perfectly in half. I'll have a look at the economy once again. So we've got 1,700 from Afina and 1,700 split in half again from Nickname. So this is one of the biggest stalemates I've ever seen before in my life. So we're getting literally a wall of infantry that keep flooding each other. But Nickname has stopped the reinforcements over there. Ah, yeah, he did catch like I said he would earlier, but I wasn't sure he was actually going to do it. Tried to use the rocket on these units down here as they cross through the choke point. I assume Afina's going to use air units to try and clear up the rest of those. Yeah, there's the air command. They're going to come in, and they probably won't take long to deal with those. Afina has tried to change it up and put the units here, and got some units coming in to top here. And it's trying to deal with some of the navy down here with helicopters and interceptors and strikers. A good all-round air force. And they're pretty much at the same part here. I don't think any plant is ever going to grow on this ground again. The amount of fire and explosions that's been going on there. And Afina has been able to keep up that island purely because of the backup that they're receiving on it. Whereas Nickname dumped a load of units there and sent them on their way, and they've slowly diminished. And Afina will probably take over that island once again. Nickname has sneakily built a rocket in quite an open area, to be fair. That's a bit risky, to be fair, but it'll give him the range he needs once built, which it is built now. Afina's turned off production for the rocket, I think. Oh no, they just can't afford it right now. Yeah, you need 500 in the bank to actually buy a rocket, and then it will start producing. I don't want to miss that one. I can't remember the range on a rocket, so I don't really know how far it's going to go. Might be able to use it to support this area, but I think that's a bit too far. Off it goes. It's going this way. I think those SAM units might not be enough. There you go. And he's got the airfields and some production eco there as well. There we go. Let's have a look at Afina's side of it now. Afina saw where the rocket came from, so they probably know that the rocket's over here. They're building that rocket once again. But those strikers are coming for it, I think. Most likely going to take out this airfield. He's attacking the city, but he's going to have a heavy resistance very soon because Afina has a lot of air units in this area. There we go. Afina's taken this North Island back again. Be back under their control. And those SAM units are just slowly taking away those strikers once again. But they're being replenished by some more strikers over here by the looks of it. And we are pretty much in the exact same position as we were before here. I'll go back away from there. I don't think Nickname has much plans going on over here, but they are trying to scout by the looks of it with the unit. He managed to sneak one unit across over here. Getting the Navy to go around and go through over here to take out these again. It does look quite chaotic at the minute. I mean, the pressure here seems to be quite equal, but every now and again they both push back on each other. I think it's just been the same for too long there. And then we've got this, which is pretty undefended, except for until the air units came in to defend it. And it looks like they're going to be pretty successful at clearing up most of these. Especially considering there is more to come in if they need it. But Afina is still struggling with energy, and they can't put one here because it keeps on getting taken away. However, at this point in the game, if you had the economy, you might want to put some power plants over here where it's easier to defend. Looks like Nickname's bringing in some units as well for the top there. Trying to sneak in, trying to see what's going on over the back end of the base. Spotted the energy well over there. And I think he's trying to take them out. If Nickname can control the energy of Afina, then they are going to really struggle to play the rest of the game with the amount of air units that they've been trying to focus on in this. It looks like Nickname has slowly been chipping away at Afina as much as they can. And that rocket's nearly ready now. What about Nickname's? Nickname's rocket is ready. So, they're both going to have another rocket again. And we'll have to see where they use it. There we go, the rocket's off once more. I'm not sure where he's going to go with it. He's going in the same direction. Probably going to try and hit Afina's rocket. Maybe. No, he's going slightly off. Oh, he's going for the defense. He's got his units coming this way. It might be for an invasion. Maybe. Not quite. No, it's to clear the route for his strikers. Those strikers are going to come in and clear up these two airfields. And potentially that town as well. But Afina looks like they're building up units enough here to potentially push back quite a lot in the south. And finally someone will control that bottom section of the map. There you go, the strikers are coming in now on a weakened defensive line. They're pretty much just going to ignore those SAM units and just get into the attack range and take out these airfields as fast as they can. And quite potentially they're in range of this rocket, but I think if Afina was worried, they could fire it at any point. But they have taken out, well, I want to say both of the airfields. This one's still standing. I think that airfield might stay standing. Looks like Afina managed to defend that area. I'm flipping out. Look at how many infantry they've got on this island alone. And I'm assuming Nickname can see that island. Not quite. He might have done earlier. He's just lost a ship here, so I'm assuming he could have. And he's trying to send some units in across here. I thought he might. I think Nickname's a bit concerned about a rocket or air units trying to take these guys out. So he's bringing these guys in just to help on the back line. There's the rocket coming in. I think they spotted this and decided to shoot over here. There's even a tank there. Oh no, it's not a SAM unit. I was wrong. No, he's gone right for the middle. He's taken out the transport there. Just before the anti-air got there, but I'm not sure if that would have been enough to destroy it in time. And I have just spotted that Nickname has got some units coming in through there, all the way across the map. And just to stop that rocket again, he's got the anti-air placed there. I don't know if Afina will try and deal with that first. Got some aircraft taken off there. I don't know where they're off to. They're going to try and defend this ground over here. Make sure nothing sneaky got through. Let's have a look at Nickname, see if anything sneaky did get through. Unfortunately not. Not for Nickname. We have finally moved away from this section of unfertilized land now. And Afina is pushing down at the bottom. It's one place where he's got a good advantage on, and he's pushing through on this section of the map. They're still trying to transport some units across to this island. Now with more units, and I hear another rocket going. There we go. Where is it going this time? It's going further in, I think. Quite possibly to the other rocket. It is slightly off of it. No, it's dead on it. Okay, there we go. They've damaged the city, because I don't think a nuke can actually destroy a city. But they took out the rocket, and they took out anything else that was there. While they're invading at the same time. He's backed up with air units, and they're going to take out these naval fleets that are trying to get in there, and the Navy is going to defend it as well. I think that Afina's having a good time in the south, taking out Nickname, but they're not doing it fast enough for it to be effective distraction. Nickname can lose the south if they win the north. Afina strikers are coming in, doing some damage to anything and everything they can find, but it looks like Nickname has successfully landed on the island and is going to take some territory, and at this point he probably could build stuff there, maybe just some barracks for now. But just to secure that location even further. Oh, there's a SAM unit that's trying to take back, so that's not going to be able to happen. Nickname throughout this entire game has slowly been chipping away at Afina. this whole time, pretty much just for this moment here. And I think that it's just going to be way too slow down here. And at this point, Nickname, although quite easily could get pushed back eventually, I think it's going to do just too much damage at this point. And that is what his objective is. Just push through and do as much damage as possible. We've got some artillery lacking behind there. I think he's only got infantry moving forward. He's trying to build up the artillery, or he's just forgotten about it. And there we go. There's the industry down from 1 SAM unit. That SAM unit's going down to 2. There's another airfield that's about to go down. Does Afina have any other plans here? Let's look from their side of view. Did they ever set up that revenue? No. So that would have been an interesting thing to have the docks on both sides there. They had both sections for the entire map, and eco and trade is quite vast. And yeah, it looks like Afina is trying to bring down the units from this big island here that they've got a lot of units on, down back into here to help defend. There we go. I think Afina's successfully taken away. Oh, defended this island now. And is able to push back against Nickname once again and secure it, so... So what's going on down here then? In the south, it looks like Afina is able to push back. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe the stalemate is up here. Which is too much. Too much of a stalemate in the long run. Let's have a quick look at the economy, because we know we've been checking that out through the game. Afina has gone down in economies. 1,500. And Nickname is at 1,700 still. And Nickname still has his nuke up and running, so as long as he can defend that, he can just keep firing that in. Let's check his range. I did say that earlier, and I remember I can click range. I can't do it on this side. I'm not sure why. There we go. So if I... No, that takes it all away. Nope. I'll figure that out later. So I think Nickname's still trying to send some units over, but I don't think he's got many units left there to send over. Now he's streaming them in anyway, so this is a constant flow of units now being put here. And when this nuke gets built, maybe he can fire it in and take out the units that spawn that are formed in the ball here. And that might be the plan in the long run. Down here we've got the artillery having to worry about not only the front line here, but also the navy that's come in to fire the artillery on the ground there as well. But it doesn't look like Nickname has many air units in the south to help deal with that. He's got them mostly in the north. Mostly on this island here. He hasn't got many left at all, actually. It looks like Nickname's pushing hard, and I just heard standing by, so that rocket is done once again. And I would suspect that he's going to fire it around this area to try and take out the units that are coming in. But I could be wrong. He might fire it somewhere else. Have a look down here. The cruisers are still trying to do as much damage as they can to the ground units there. That rocket has been fired. We shall follow it again. Definitely going this way. So I suspect about here, because that's about where I'd fire it. Just delete all of your opponents there and send in your forces to go try and take them out. It is focused more on the production. We'll destroy something over here at least. There we go. And that rocket is going to do a lot of damage. For free, well, not for free, it's costing 1,000 to have the structure there. And, 5 500 to have the structure, 500 for the rocket, you know what I mean. But now Afina has to worry about 2 sets of invasions, which, well, not 2 sets, but it's been switched around. So Nickname is putting a constant pressure on Afina now, and Afina is feeling it, and it looks like her forces are slowly diminishing over time. But they are applying a lot of pressure on this southern island over here. But this Air Force is doing really well for Afina right now. They couldn't reach this section over here, so now this is something that Nickname has to deal with. He's got his units here to help deal with it. But I don't know if they're going to be enough. The strikers should be able to destroy these guys quite easily. But they're focusing on the infantry, so they're getting free damage in on those strikers. There you go, another one goes down. Down here it looks like Afina is changing up the lines there so he can fight against the cruisers as well. Nickname is not producing another rocket, mostly because his economy is struggling at this point. Nickname's managed to get back on this island. He set up a defensive line, which is being reinforced as well. So I'm not sure if this is going to be enough to hold off this army though, because I know Afina's got, or had, a lot of units in that area. There we go. I was wondering if another rocket's being built. Yes, it is. And unfortunately for Nickname, he hasn't managed to secure a location on this area. But since the units have moved down here, he has tried to switch up back there again. And is sending some strikers in that location as well to try and take out anything that he can. Again, still just chipping away at Afina in the long term of this game. And I think he's building up enough force here to be able to try and push back soon. This is a slow-paced game where they're just trying to step forward on each other's land and trying to keep putting the pressure on. But we are practically at the end of the game now, so there are probably 2 videos on screen right now, and if you enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure that Nickname has won this and moved forward into the tournament, but I will check that, and if I'm wrong, I'll put it in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll see you around.